So, procrastination. Everybody does it. In fact, you're probably doing it right now. It's okay. This is the last video, right? In today's video, I will be breaking down what procrastination is, why we procrastinate, and most importantly, some actionable ways to stop procrastinating right now. I've watched and seen almost every procrastination self-help video in existence, so this is the ultimate guide from everything I've learned. These tips saved me, and I guarantee will save you too. Yeah, this is the last episode, I promise. What is procrastination? The act or habit of procrastinating, putting off, or delaying, especially something requiring immediate attention. Sounds extremely counterproductive, doesn't it? So then why? I've narrowed it down to 4 main clear-cut reasons why. Lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed by the task, perfectionism, and laziness. In this video, I will cover the exact ways to deal with each problem. Tip number 3 is something that is not well known but is a game changer in procrastinating, so make sure you stay tuned to find out what it is. Here are my foolproof ways to stop procrastinating. When it comes to dealing with lack of motivation, it's important to understand what motivation actually is. The best kind of motivation comes internally, not externally. This is because internal motivation is long-term and permanent, whereas external motivation is often unreliable. So, in a plain and simple sense, you could watch some study motivation videos. However, this is not always driving and is very short-term. Another way you could deal with lack of motivation is to recenter on your goals, whether they're intrinsic or extrinsic. Take a moment to take them down and visualize how doing the task at hand could help with it. For example, getting a good grade or getting into a good uni. It's also important that you understand that motivation is a cycle. Instead of motivation coming before doing things, which is what's commonly believed, it actually comes after doing things. This leads me to the best way to deal with procrastination and lack of motivation, which is to just start. Oftentimes, we exacerbate the task, making it more harder in imagination than in reality. Doing the task is not as hard as starting the task. This leads me to the second reason of procrastination, which is feeling overwhelmed. With this again, the number one thing you can do is just start. However, this is easier said than done, so here are a few hacks. Firstly is the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule states that if there's anything that can be done in less than 2 minutes, like folding the clothes or watering the plants, then you should just do it. This will help you gain some mental clarity by freeing up some headspace. Second is the 10-minute rule, or more commonly known as the 5-minute rule. Essentially, the rule states that if you feel resistance towards doing a task, you should affirm to yourself that you only need to start on it, or you only need to do it for 10 minutes. When you set a timer for 10 minutes and get down to doing the task and the timer is up, you'll often find yourself wanting to continue because you'll either be about to enter or already in the flow state. And lastly, have a deadline. This can help you to keep yourself accountable and on top of things, which will give you more motivation. Hence, doing this helps conquer the initial resistance of the task. Next, let's talk about overwhelm. The 2 main methods to conquer this is firstly to break down the task and secondly, planning. Breaking down the task means instead of writing the task as a huge thing like study history, which can often be intimidating and stressful, write it as go through mind maps, watch lectures, and make flashcards. When it comes to planning, time blocking is a huge way of eliminating stress of a task. By affirming to yourself you have enough time to complete the task, you will be more keen on getting it done instead of sitting in the abyss of the task with no clue of how you'll go about it. These methods are ways of eliminating resistance. Now on to tip number 3, which is one of the most useful ways I found in eliminating procrastination. This next method is good to conquer overwhelm and especially perfectionism, and has helped me incredibly. It's called the shitty draft. This is a method derived by YouTuber Josh Chen, and the mindset is to not overthink the outcome and go into the task with no expectations. By doing this, the need for perfectionism is eliminated, and instead the focus becomes to simply complete the task. Once the task is completed, all that's left to do is editing it, which is a much more low resistance task. This is a great way to go about doing school projects or essays, which often seem impossible. Next, let's talk about tackling laziness. Sometimes the cure is simply to take a break and reset. For me, this is taking a walk, showering, or reading. Your laziness could also be a result of burnout, in which case I suggest taking a 20-minute power nap. However, if you know your laziness is stemming from you simply not wanting to put the effort into the task, I would suggest to think of the long-term benefits. This wide perspective often makes things look more purposeful, less intimidating, and can also give you motivation to get started. That is all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more content. On this channel, I make content on productivity, student life, study logs, and lifestyle. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely enjoy my useful Chrome extensions for students video. See you guys on that one.